Hello, I'm Christina from The Turned Leg, and today we're in my booth at Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall in Lincoln Park, Michigan. And this area behind me needs a booth makeover. It has not had a makeover since I opened my new addition to my booth. A lot of items have sold. I tried to fill in the gaps, but it just needs to be resorted and needs a whole new look. So let's dive in and get started. This is how the space is looking now. There was a large piece I sold here, kind of moved this table in here just to fill, but I think that needs to go. Spring is over. The chairs need to go. I actually have space up high for them to store them. And yeah, it's just looking kind of sad. So we need we need a makeover. Not sure if the table is staying there or what we're going to do. Another area I want to pay close attention to is the overhead and the lighting if there is time. This is a dark area. We're having problems with the plug over there, so I have to rework things because I cannot use that plug. I also have some old ladders. I might put them up high. We'll see. I wanted to jump in right here and give you an inventory death pile update. If you didn't see my most recent video, I will put a link here, but we've been talking about those death piles, those stashes, those piles of things you're trying to hope one day might just go away, so you've been ignoring them. A lot of times these are things that are broken, they need repairs, they're not really your style, and so the reason for all this hesitation, the reason why they're in the back of your garage is because you already know they might not work. But I've been encouraging everyone to tackle those piles because it'll make you feel so much better, and you'll probably find a whole bunch of items you do want in your booth that are kind of buried within. At least that's what I've done. And in my booth owners business group, which is a private group on Facebook, I'll put a link in the description, we have been doing exactly that. And it has been amazing what people have found, what they've been getting into their booth, what money they're making, because remember, if it's not in your booth, it's not making you money. I've been also going along with the challenge. I've been working on my basement, my garage, and everywhere else. In fact, one load that I'm going to show you right here, you're not going to believe how much money was just sitting in my basement. So I'm so glad I'm bringing things in. Just a few tips for all of you out there. This is something we've also been sharing in my group, and that is, this is an ongoing process. I was feeling bad because I was looking at all the pictures in the group. People were rocking it, and I'm like, I've only cleared out like a portion of my garage, and people have cleared out like feet. They could see the floor. So this is an ongoing process for all of you, and it's really important when you do it right. But probably going forward, here are a few tips. At least this is what I'm doing, so I hope it'll help some of you. 1, don't buy stuff until you get your to-dos done for the week, and probably some of your to-dos are dealing with that pile. There are so many things for running a booth business that you need to do each week. Reward yourself with sourcing after those things are done. But another really important point is source what you truly need. Make a list. Every once in a while, I know if you find that most amazing thing you've been looking for, I get it, that can be on the list too, but only buy for your booth what you need and what you don't already have. And for some of us, that list is pretty darn short. I know it is for me right now too. That's gonna save you money. Another thing to keep in mind is when you go to your booth, don't go empty-handed. Load yourself up. In fact, some people will actually set like a limit, like I'm gonna bring, every time I go to the booth, 10 things with me. Or someone in my booth owners business group mentioned that they set a dollar amount. I'm gonna go down to that death pile and I'm gonna find things worth 40 bucks and bring them into my booth. I think that's really motivating, that you're like finding money and bringing it in. But whatever you are doing, don't give up on that pile, don't stop, and don't buy more items than you need. Trust me, this is how you're gonna help your business's bottom line. Remember this pile that I brought into my booth? Well, I kept track of the total number off of the price tags. I don't honestly remember how much I paid for some of these items. So this is the actual cost on the tags adding up, and it came up to $640. It's amazing how much you have hiding in your basements and your garages. Here's how far I've gotten. And I now have an idea with these ladders. I also have a spot that my wall stops. And I got light issues. So I have some crazy idea with ladders. I'm gonna see if something will work. And I will bring you guys back if I get it to work. When you're in your booth, sometimes you're well-intentioned and sometimes like a great idea will strike and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But you're not really prepared. You don't really have the materials. You're really not sure of how you're gonna do it, and time is always an issue. That's kind of what I was dealing with in my booth with the whole ladder thing. Like, I got an idea. I thought maybe I could pull it together, but there really wasn't time. I had to get real. I had to kind of let that go, realize I can do what I can with lights, and you'll see there'll be more light in the space, but I don't really have time to build something, and I really didn't have all the materials I needed. So if you're ever inspired, just make sure sometimes getting all the furniture back into your booth is top priority, and that's what you have to do. Keep in mind, while I was doing all this, the mall was open. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm losing sales when I'm in that space because customers really won't shop while you're moving things around. So I had to get real. I had one day, I had to pick up my daughter from school. I had to get the furniture back and get my booth open for shoppers. And I had to kind of give up the idea of building something with all this cool salvage laying around. It's the problem of having some salvage in your booth. The first thing I decided to do was to grab out the table that's kind of in the back here and bring that to the space. I thought it would be a really good contrast with the colors and start to decorate it up. And I'm using a combination of things. I'm using salvage, I'm using metal, and I'm just kind of layering things to get them to look pretty. One of the advantages of the space are the tall ceilings. I need to use the vertical space more. Now, if you remember, there was a wood table here. I have moved it around the corner, added another chair, and turned it into kind of a desk. Also added a bunch of vintage suitcases and old photos. Old photos really draw people in, and as we all know, smalls help you make the rent. I added in some furniture pieces on the right, more stacking and layering. I also have added in some items for my death pile. I am packing the space, but I'm not trying to make it look too cluttered. Where I now have that table turned desk, I had a round table and chairs. I have moved them around the corner. I'm going to stage them a little differently. I've also added the still lifes behind. The booth is reset. Good news is I realized I need more items, but I'm gonna be really specific in what I'm sourcing. I need some smalls. I also need prints and mirrors. I got away from mirrors for a while because I was always worried about breaking them, but I think they really make the space look bigger. So that's on my list, and I'm gonna go thrifting and hunting right after I get done with this video. But I wanna show you where we're at and what it looks like. I'm trying some new styles. I'm trying some overlapping of things, and let's take a look. Let's once again take a look at things. Although first, let's look at the before. It really kind of became a hodgepodge mess as things sold. I kind of threw things in place. I didn't have much time, and it looked it. There really wasn't a cohesive style. It was really a disaster. So definitely needed to move things around. If you haven't seen my booth space at Plaza Antiques, this is what you see when you walk in. I do have a much larger space to the left than the area that we were working on. That really is just one small segment of my booth space. I am extremely lucky to have such a large space, which has just consistently grown over the years. And that's one of the reasons why I need more inventory. If you see over here, that is the new area that we were working on. And let's head back there. Full disclosure, I do need more things like the white shelf behind me and the ladder. I need to stock it. I have items at home I need to bring in. I also have a corner opposite me you guys haven't seen. I'm gonna flip you around. I didn't get much done, but I need stuff to stock it with. So sometimes letting the furniture speak is a good idea. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it has helped. I hope it has inspired you. And if you're noticing, yes, there's sweat on my face. It's hot in here. I've been working hard, and that's what booth owners do. It's a lot of hard work, but we're making our dreams come true. And I absolutely love what I'm doing, and I love building the displays. If you have any tips or tricks, or if there's something you really liked, please comment down below. I love reading all of your comments. Just a final word as I was looking over this video and editing, and that is obviously looking at this video, there are spaces, there are smalls that I need. I think for me, for a really long time, I was always looking for large and medium items because I had a big space, but as we know here, smalls make the rent. So I need small stuff. I have a list of specific things I'm looking for, things that are already selling well for me, things my customers are telling me that they're looking for, things that are selling good at the store. And I'm gonna use that to help source out some new items. So the next video will be me going to look for some more items to fill my space. I hope you will tune in. I do want to tell you, because of summer this year, I am taking a little time with my daughter, so don't look for weekly videos. I might go to every other week. It just kind of depends. I want to give myself that grace and that flexibility so I can have a little fun for the summer. I hope you can also do the same. Remember, the whole point of being a small business owner is so we can spend some time with our family and have some flexibility. So I'm going to be doing that. I hope, though, you will tune in to new videos. If you haven't, click the like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified every time I put up a new one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now get out there to salvage, repurpose, and create. You guys have to totally see the person watching me tape this whole thing. It's George, just sitting on his chair, enjoying the sunshine. Hi, George.